Hello. Hey. Man, this title screen is awesome. This song is such a jam. There's a gallery. This gallery section contains spoilers. Oh. Music collection. There's a lot of songs. Oh. Tricks and gimmicks. Wow. This is Halo Infinite. Indeed, Shadow of Label, indeed. Shouldn't look too much into that because spoilers, but did they mage me? Listen to this opening song. It's so good. At least I hope the volume's okay. And big jam. Cool. Alright, let's go to house section. The collection is 2 games. I feel like the Prosecutor's Gambit text. You're a baddie? Uh-oh. I feel like the investigations text here isn't as good as Prosecutor's Gambit here. So I'm thinking the first game is probably not as good, but we're gonna play that one. Because I haven't played it yet. Episode 1, Turnabout Visitor. Yeah, let's go. I got an achievement for starting the game. Nice. Turnabout Vision. March 14th, 1:16 AM. Questions. To make sure the defendant is found guilty. What other choice do I have? It's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true. But why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough. The guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Holy crow. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. That ain't Edgeworth. March 14th, 2:05. He's a baddie, yes. 2:05 AM, Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway. There's Edgeworth. Hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. Yeah. Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. Good old Gumshoe. The door's unlocked. There's a baddie here. Gumshoe? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood. Blooge. Oh, what the? Oh my god. What's the meaning of this? Freeze. Oh, that look. Edgeworth stare. Identify yourself. Yari. Objection. How's it going, Skids? Shh. This guy's got a gun. Got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. It's like Bushido Blade 2. It's got a gun. We can't do anything about it. Oh, he shot the painting? Not a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. Edgeworth is wild. The guy just leaves. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Right? That's tense. But I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I'd be thrusted into a multitude of cases. It's a very frantic and busy day. Now, March 14th, 2:56 a.m. Hi, prosecutor's office. Room 1202. Yo. Upgraded your main PC, and that just chillin', nice. This song is such a vibe. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. What did you upgrade? Did you upgrade, like, processor and video card or something? Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. It really does. Look at the steel samurai in the background. That's so cool. Yes, sir. I'm super impressed with like this is like an arranged soundtrack for this version, but you can like change it back to the regular one. GPU, bought the biggest one you could fit into your SFF case. Nice. Good on. Yeah. Oh man. It's Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth, are you okay, sir? Can you keep it down, detective? This is a crime scene. I heard a murder in Felina. Thank you for the 25 bits. I'm ecstatic to be playing it. When I heard that a murder had taken place in her office, I ran here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective at the local precinct. I'm the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? Oh, I'm perfectly fine, however... Look what they did to your office, it's totally trashed. Do you call me sir instead of pal? I'll say, culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking buttons to my office. Well, sounds like you're getting really burned up over the whole thing. This crime is committed in my office, so it's my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. You bought 2 copies of the investigations collection. Nice. Right on. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. So, as I'm like a Capcom creator, I asked them for a key and they were like, here you go. I was like, okay, I gotta stream this now. Yeah. So here we are. So I had to play the official translation after playing the fans translation. Nice. Yeah, because the second one didn't come here, right? You must not overlook anything, no matter how small, ever to find the truth. Oh yeah, same. I love the original Ace Attorney. You saw it on the new and trending page on Steam, sandwiched between some naughty games. Wild. Well, I mean, I'm sure this is a naughty game as well. No. Keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that piqued my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Crime scene in my office. Is it really a coincidence that the murder took place in my office? Everyone's thirsty for lies. You get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. So this collection, this is an arranged soundtrack. You can also change it back to like pixelated from like HD. But I mean, I went with HD and the arranged because, yeah. You can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. This key. The key to your office. The office key. The office door has a lock built into it. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it'll become clear to you. I'm sure you use logic. Logic? What that? Finding the connection between two pieces of information. And connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. Can't believe you asked to describe this. How do you use it? First, I recall the information we gathered with bumper, then I connect them together with Y. Okay, now to use left bumper and recall the facts. Holy... So... the office key... The office's door has a lock built into it. Wow. We just use logic, that's wild. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. He's got a point. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. Must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. And if I think carefully before piecing leads together, logic should flow. Oh, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. Begin investigation. "1202. This is any good investigations to examine everything, sir. I know that. When I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use Y, okay? I give you great precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. It's something to try later if I have free time, I suppose." Holy... What have we here? This has for the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. The think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. This is the exact same model, I think. Sai, detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. They are, it's true. Now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergencies. That's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. Found the crime scene. Okay. I'd have to repeat it, it's the same thing. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary tonight now, sir. Yep, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Just looking at this board. Ouch, they even knocked over your test set. I had it all set up, ready to go for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. So nothing alike. In that case, I suppose I can set time aside after we solve this case. I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. This guy definitely got shot. This isn't the morning time, you're right. It's the Gakuten Saiban time. He's about to go to bed time. Oh, there's blood all over his lower abdominal area. Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep. Until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. So the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Clean to the abdomen. Okay. Are you gonna be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. It's the safest way I know. Keep track of it all. In my brain. That's right. Alright, if you say so. This man is smart. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. I don't want to re-examine a piece. I have to push right bumper. Okay. And that's my badge. Victim in this case. Well, they killed in my office. Cool. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. Keep people's profiles on hand in it too. Probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Probably a good idea. What we have here... I think I've seen one of those before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh hey, I have the exact same thing actually. What a coincidence. There. Wow. Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith. Mr. Buddy Faith. Rank detective. It would appear that our victim was a detective just like you. So I'm guessing he got his gun stolen. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. This song is good. I can calmly use logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. I don't believe it. I packed those files on these shelves so tight. Not even an earthquake could make them fall off, but just look at them. This rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem to be sure. Well, once the investigation's over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. Oh, that was checked. Your files are all over the floor, sir. I probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. My files are a mess. Yeah. And I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I water the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I decided cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I come in and clean this place until it sparkled every Saturday. Do you have a life? I mean, his life is detecting and cleaning, I guess. So... let's put this together. Victim of a detective. And revolver. It's a fit. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it belong to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see, what have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. Lunchtime. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. It can be assumed that this gun is the murder weapon. It was issued to the victim. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. So I say, you gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use RS to rotate an object. Unless this thing is a bad angle. Use left bumper and right bumper to zoom in and out to get all the nitty gritty. Oh. Looks like only one round was fired from this. That's the killing blow, I guess. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wrestling the gun from him. Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now. That is a distinct possibility. Guess this is about all we're gonna find out. Which is in the body to Ott. Jim. Jim. Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me. Leave me alone. Just let me be. Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation's still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body. The body. Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure. Just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman, prosecutor. And Jim here's my partner in crime, Bustin. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? Yes, that's correct. Then it was you. You're the one who killed Jim. Nope. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. Ooh, alibi. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me, ho ho ho. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then, you're Jim's killer. No way, pal, you got it all wrong. Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. Sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Thumbs up, man. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? So barging in like that. Edgeworth is way too cool for handshakes. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. Just want a little more time to think about a gym. You there, sir? I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. I should probably give them some space. Oh god. He's just kneeling there over the body, getting like a selfie done. Okay. I guess I don't really like guns. At least he knows something related to his job. His couch. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on the sofa. That thing looks like a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit in it too? Just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think you can afford to take any time off. Your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. The killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well. They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Oh, there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I get it. So there was 2 shots fired, but the gun was only missing 1 bullet. I think you haven't noticed it yet, detective. There's a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? That face. Edgeworth face. Did I say contradiction? Is he rubbing off on me? It's starting to sound like him. I have my own methods, and I'll conduct this investigation my way. And the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence, or seems off. So my detective skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. It's right here. This is it. This bullet holes where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press Y with conviction. When I found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. How I do things. It's this one. Eureka. Really where the contradiction lies. I don't really see what's so wrong with that spot. But you don't understand. You see, therein lies the contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, it'd be nice if you just admit when you're wrong. That wasn't a mistake. It's me keeping you on your toes, detective. Was that really the wrong thing? Oh, I guess it was the gun. And this bullet hole is the It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first fell the victim. The second fell this frame. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. That's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Oh, that. It's a secret safe. It's a secret safe. Oh, I smell money. I'll swear I was too troubled to say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you kindly remove this frame out of the way. Roger that. Achoo, talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, but I've kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? I guess because it's safe. Doesn't want him to know where it is. It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. Well, the cat's out of the bag. What's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it. Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Squashed. A secret safe data jotted down on my organizer. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Yo, CJF, how's it going? This is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist? Yes, sir. Everyone taking pictures. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. Couldn't find, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Secret safe data updated in my organizer. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. And to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. Let's connect these two, I guess. I believe I figured out what the murderer was after. What is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests the criminal at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. So he shot the safe. Well, he shot the picture that was in front of the safe. Oh. try it. Whatever. It's possible that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and its killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. To figure out if any of the files have been stolen. They're shelf files like you've never seen before, even at the library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much you lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. Sag. So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to the rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. So the one who keeps it happy, pal. Okay, done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. Okay, the bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. Then the guy fell to the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm not good with blood, sir. Certainly there's something wrong with this picture. There is. There's a gun wound here, but this guy was shot clean through the stomach. This is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Let's check his pants. Killing with the body that was leaning against the bookshelf. Blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. Sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. Not completely. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants is blood on it. That'd be the logical conclusion. Put them all back. They should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although, it does look like the killer moved the body through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. Nothing of interest, right? Alright, check that. Okay, looks like... I guess we just have that one piece, so... Oh, no. Hold on, go back. This one. Eureka! It's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. What if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That'd be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot. It suggests that he was standing and was shot. Makes sense. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mind detect. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? It has to be the order of the files. I think the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh. A, B, C, D, E. Oh? Yeah. Do you hear how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they're organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they're arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. So that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did as detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why I wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. I wouldn't be able to move the body like that. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first, before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Oh, on the right side there, it says, like, Gumso. Guessing Gumshoe. H is missing. Where is it? Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice. Once before and once after the crime, but why? The crime scene was at the time of the murder. Time to give another look. This. What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? I think that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, it's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? The killer was really after. Stolen file data jotted down on my organizer. Investigation complete. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're gonna accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope that you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. He does seem very happy. There must be some sort of flaw to his logic, waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do? What I always do in court. I'm gonna cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Might as well. Alright, first listen to the witness's testimony. Find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence. open my organizer with right bumper and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use Y, but that's old news. But it's not like there's going to be a flaw in the testimony every time, right? Correct. And at those times, I need to press the witness with left bumper. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony. Then get it, sir. Be sure to try out this technique during investigations too. Very well. Let me show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Mr. Portsman's logic. Detective Gumshoe. You stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you'd committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it would be by his final words that he'll be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic. Expose it with credible evidence. You messed up the files to make it look like you committed theft instead. You moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Made by his final words, you'll be brought to justice. His final words. Rex is a gigantic flaw in his logic. Gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. I had to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. Yo, I was indeed a GDQ. Rather, you messed up the files to make it look like you committed theft instead. Actually, which one is weird? It's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. The bloody letters his body was hiding. So it's that Gumshoe doesn't know about the safe. Is it not? So I think it is. Mr. Portsman, there's a large flaw in your logic. Really? It's a rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it? Oh. You don't seem to concentrate. And calm miles is the only way. Oh, crud. I was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Hmm? Yeah. That's how he identifies as a star prosecutor with his medal. Hmm? So this one's fine. This one's fine too. That's when he moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Hmm? Yes, that's probably so wrong. I must object to a lot of logic. Which part do you have an objection to? It's yes, well, it's Edgeworth. The next is ripe for a change. How'd it come to this? I'm really not good at the pressing part. Hmm. Okay. Whenever I raise this color like that, it's popped. Um, I think it's here. And this. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Fortsman, but there's a serious flaw in your logic. Hey, I'm bringing you out of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. Can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. Wow. Whoa, what are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. Ha ha ha. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Farlitzman? Oh, nothing. The files on the shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner. I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. It's possible that they could have taken the file or committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was still on after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be as proof. Yeah, I mean the S is gone. There's only half an H. Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case. I hardly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective, he can't stand the sight of blood. Ooh. Yes. Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. And that's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have him under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Meh. You win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. Well, what is it this time? Are you slapped me, pal? Humor me for a second. Where's the key to this office? That'd be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. Where'd you get that jacket? That's absolutely right. I acknowledge your innocence. Why do I sense that you still have something to say? 3-6 Mafia song. Well, I was thinking, should you know there is one other person with the key to this office? One other person. Hey, you there. Sir, what is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? And the girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal, don't. What's wrong with them all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I've called upon Mrs. Maggie Bird, member of security. That shirt is awesome. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Mrs. Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in the building. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Mrs. Bird. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right, I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me. But it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. Yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl was the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Mrs. Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Oh? I mean, it's Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door. It leaves only Mrs. Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So, you're saying she used the master key? Master key data jotted down. Michael Jackson style gloves. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? They look like thief gloves, like you know, Home Alone 1, the movie? That one guy's gloves? One of the robbers? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. Athlete. What if there's anyone else other than Mrs. Bird could use the master key? Since the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Pretty obvious Mrs. Bird snuck into her using the master key. Hold it. Are you sure Mrs. Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Mrs. Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. Can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Mrs. Bird out? I'm gonna ask for more details. Yeah. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Mrs. Bird has to say. True. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? Waiting to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Mrs. Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. It was missing. What do you mean by missing? Then it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mrs. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? Sigh, I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha, a likely story. Where's the proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it, and then found it again. I never lose things, I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal. Trust me, you don't want to test just how bad our luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive, didn't we already establish that it was that? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. Can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards the motive of theft. I'm done taking blows, it's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. I'm going to... There we go. Do you wish to continue insisting that Mrs. Bird was out on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It's also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That maybe you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. Got him. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yarg. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. That means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. But then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. You look so nervous. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses, why? What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable, conjoined twins. Hello, Bella. How's it going? That's what I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. And that means... Yeah, I know. I'd only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Doing not bad, not bad. He's claiming the victim was a thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Yes, Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in a risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Gosh. Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who'd probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. You'd never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to the office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless... Well, once you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Fortsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Is he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Oof. Would you heal be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Fortsman. We'll meet again. That's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, I suppose so. Don't disappoint me here. He's gotta show how flashy he is. To be continued. March 14th, 4:18 a.m. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway. What is it with the prosecutor? Can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Let's maintain our professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. Bet we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Mrs. Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Eh? Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of this argument against Mrs. Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. So... what is the basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. Heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in the hallway. What is the basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. Up the stairs? Up to the 12th floor? Yikes. That's a long way to drag a basketball net. It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. Right? We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you got in your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door's always open. Oh, gracious, I'll keep your offer in mind. Who's this guy again? Is everything alright? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations. I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice, stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. Big kid play 2v2. It's true. Okay. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Oh, what's this? It's... isn't this that missing Zero Series file, sir? No doubt about it. The lady letters mark it clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they got something worth sealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files, however. The cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I had my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. That means the thief was also one of the files for a specific reason, right? It seems so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. Wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Well-crafted, high-quality software for visitors. Stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, detective, in a hallway? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way, me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime. envisioned myself winning naturally. Check out this door. It's office. 1203, 1203. 1203, 1203, excuse me. Hey Maggie, whose room is this again? It's Mr. Portsman, sir. So he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas. So I gotta check the door. Oh, I still have inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. I don't see any signs of forced entry. According to the guard, no signs of the lock was picked either. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, I think. Whoever this thief is did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. 1202. These 4 numbers and a number plate alone and this to my office. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. Oh. You have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know? Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... Okay, Maggie. I was wondering if I might speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I wasn't a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. Those eyes. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with why. It's Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you're an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder, and things started going downhill, so she quit. Fangirls. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. He got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. Been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, yikes. I didn't expect that either, to be honest. I failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. Now I even managed to be named a criminal, just when I become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. You know, just when I thought I had finally found my happiness. I wound up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. That's true. You need to worry about me, Mrs. Bird. You need to worry about yourself. I'll solve this case, prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me, I'll do all I can to help. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. It sounds like fun. Just once, I'd love to play with them. Sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. Second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with them. So when did you discover that the Master Key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 AM, sir. I noticed it was back at around 2:30 AM. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. 1 AM until 2:30. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. You always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit, that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I'd used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key. That's not good. Never wash dishes. Yep, that's how they get you. I don't know what I'm supposed to show here. Oh, use the master key? What do you mean by use the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. What? I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It's Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Mrs. Bird, quickly. Forgetful Mr. Portsman. It was around 12 AM. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came out to security, sir. And that's when he loaned the master key to him. No way. It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. Ah. I see. And then, what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 AM, I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight? "12 AM and 1:30 AM. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking little cranny. It's true. Mr. Portsman's pressed the basketball hoop. Can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost? Room 1203. I think this is Mr. Fortsman's office. Yeah, you can't mistake it. It's that basketball hoop, sir. That reminds me, Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. Oh. But since you're already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Fortsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd. Oh. Yep, that's gotta be it. Can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3, but why am I even wasting my time thinking about this? The door is locked tight. Heh. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective. The average cat burglar could get through them. Huh, so I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. This must be who our culprit is. I'd advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from. Wow. A minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. Kind of majestic too. Fits in really well with the ambience of the prosecutor's office. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. So that's that. I already checked this area earlier, but never hurts to take another look. Minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. Really made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. Wish it could be as stately as this door. Only kind of she would phrase the door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards. A certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your real potential, that's a poignant trait anyone can admire. I see. So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Right. Long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. Right. Okay. So it's time to put together what we know. Culprit rearrange my files twice. Once before and once after the murder. Why? So use the master key. Approximately 1 AM and 2:30. But she had the key when she locked up the room at 1:30. Mrs. Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. You locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 AM, correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets past you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remembered it now. You're right. It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just submit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended. Yeah, I used my house key. I made it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then. Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Mr. Portsman's office data jotted down on my organizer. Well, only one thing to do is check the door. Not rest of them, so there's something. The door's locked tight. There it is. No. Body was found at 2:05 a.m. I'd have Mr. Portsman's office up from a number of times before. Also had the chance to see the inside of his office on a number of occasions too. It's got shelves upon shelves of sports memorabilia, trophies and awards in it. Point where it's almost beyond gaudy, sir. But maybe I just feel that way because I'm jealous since I don't even have a single one. Don't say that, Maggie. I'll make a special Guard of the Month award just for you. Thanks for trying, but I've already got a mountain of consolation prizes, sir. The proof of just how unbelievably unlucky my life has been. Oof. That's getting an award for you just the same as getting a real award, sir. .30 a.m. Thinking. Oh. So. It's in pain. Yes, sir. MG looked rather intrigued by something Kurt shared. Nothing, but noticed that Mr. Crispin calls his partner Jim, and the detective in that Sunday night drama, all my cops is named Jim too. One of them is a big fan of that show. You can tell a little something about it yourself. You watched it too, of course. Type bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But something compared to the super strong friendship we have. Oh, friendship detective? I think you're mistaking it with pity. Let me say that, sir. After all we've been through too, Snuffle. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Examine anything and everything with A. Checking various things out, we can gather all sorts of evidence and information. You can see the evidence you collected with the right bumper. Information leads, it's left bumper. That's it, right? Great job, sir. Detective reasoning is the way to go. Oh yeah. Gumshoe's great. It's called detective reasoning. Detective, clearly something you lack. Oof. Talking to witnesses. Not Mrs. Bird. No way she's the killer. Please don't tell me you buy into that accusation, sir. Rest assured, I think she's innocent. However, I need to ask her a few things regarding her security guard position. Well, if you're only asking, that's okay. Just stand next to her and then press A. So you can talk about whatever topic you pick. Send it to her reply. After you choose what to show her, press Y again. Off you two go. Mind showing different people different things, use frauds what they say. Thank you for the explanation. Or asking for one. So you know, sir. You can show me evidence in the same way too. Do this, how to get down to business and ask some questions to Mrs. Bird. Know it again, Snuffle. I was wondering about the investigation. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Let a real seasoned pro teach you how it's done. Real seasoned pro. Instant noodle cuisine, perhaps? You can always check out the really important spots in more detail, right? Yes. If the area is too big, you can always use RS to take a look around. But don't worry, sir. The RS command will only show up when you need it. Do that as well. And if there's a contradiction or something unusual, try deduction. First, you line up your cursor with a suspicious-looking area. Press Y and choose your poison, I mean evidence. Fill on a piece, you gotta present it with Y again. Pretty sure I already knew that as well, detective. If you can remember all that, then welcome to the world of pros. And if you ace investigator, class dismissed. All I wanted was an update about the investigation. Okay. How do I zoom in? It's a spot's not connected to any of the evidence I hold. There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. What Mrs. Bird had said is true. Why is this door locked tight? Exactly. Huh? You know, you're right. Mrs. Bird, are you sure you didn't relock the door? I'm certain of it, sir. I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means, what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Mrs. Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door. Can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All you need to do is to examine these. Pencil the doorknob. Pencil the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey you, yeah you pal. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So what'd you find out? No need for such belligerent, nostril-firing detective. Sir, I found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Faith's prints on the doorknob. Mr. Faith. Alrighty, night Bella. Take care, thanks for stopping by. Good sleep. Hey, no problem. So only 2 people's prints were found on this hook. That's pretty decisive. It's good seeing you. Night night. That's pretty decisive, huh? Well, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's print should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose print should also be on this doorknob? Oh. Apparently Maggie Bird. Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Mrs. Bird opened cannot have been this one, but a different one. Mr. Portsman's office data updated in my organizer. What have we here? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Is basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. Doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Though I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. Ho ho. Isn't exactly the point if you focus on a detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad, Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. What's this? Why, what are you looking at, sir? Oh hey, how about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. This thing of the hoop is definitely unnatural. Better take note of this. Times it's been moved. And what's this? What is this? Right? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, something written on it. Looks like a note from the victim. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone. It looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. Yeah, it's from Mr. Portsman. Note that by victim data jotted down in my organizer. Investigation complete. Full F bar. Looking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. But also, sir, in a variety of different ways. It's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. I suspected it was me, and he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on the truth door. Right? March 14th, 5:12 a.m. My prosecutor's office, 2. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir. Alright, I'm gonna take a gander at it. Pass it here. Yo, that catch. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Whoa. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. And one line for you, Portsman. We got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jacques Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly, paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Indeed. How's it going, dude? Who'd ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? How'd you know that? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. It is like early, it's true. It really teaches me that I gotta stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? They won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Even though you have yet to prove anything. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask, dear Prose, I unlocked your door and got in here. Look, I feel bad doing this to you. We got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we're not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on. Evidence. Oh. Mr. Portsman, there's a large flaw in your logic. Really? I think it holds up rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it? Nothing. Let's move on. What? That was wrong. Evidence is everything. Isn't limited to the courtroom. Okay. So I think I presented the wrong thing here. I should present the key. You look so smug. I believe you're able to open my office door with the master key, no less. Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did. But direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. You'd ask Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah. I kinda forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my tastes, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? But what? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain it was Mrs. Portsman's door, sir. Check the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Huh, how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right, they do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. The door she was opening was yours, and not in fact mine. What was it Mr. Portsman used to make Mrs. Bird think it was his room? Clearly it was this. What? The basketball hoop, sir. It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Yeah. It's very true, sir. Because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. But the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's. There were signs that the hoop had been moved. He'd sit in front of my office to be sure. I see. That's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture's a little off the racetrack. Conjecture's rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. Oh, am I? Had the girl open my office door. Well, not my office door. For that, I was in my room the entire time. Oh. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? As pure innocent as my jacket. His jacket does look pretty innocent. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty. You know, I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who's the one truly covered in slime here. So I room the entire time. Okay, Mr. Flashy, yeah. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How's that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note. It was left under your door. Did you not notice? Right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Mrs. Bird open for you. That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. And very decisive evidence. No way. This is proof positive that Mrs. Bird opened the door for you. I had your door tested for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Mrs. Bird's fingerprints. Her prints, what do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. She really was the one who opened your door, and her print should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Look. Further, all the prints on the upstairs knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Mrs. Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? You know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, the look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me of simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's also circumstantial, though full of conjecture. You say you took my doorknob for prints. Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well. Yeah? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the doorknob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. You're saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied with my work-related matters. Well, that's no excuse. Just a flat out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Oh, but you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. Yikes, shadow label. She was not in there. She unlocked the door and then she left. If memory serves, you came back to this opposite around 2 AM, correct? And it was then that he had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's a perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 AM. All the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. You're correct, it was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on at the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. Then you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. Yes, as you say, however, yes. However, you were the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see. Oh, come on now. Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. What matters that you ran to the culprit. Exactly that time I was down in criminal affairs. So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit? Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building. I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's a perfect alibi. Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. Which is what I said, right? Yes, sir. Our detective said they saw you at around that time. See, I had the perfect alibi. That's the guess I had up my sleeve. Herg. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? What sudden sullen look on your face? Can you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line. It's time to get off this crazy train. You there, sir. Please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle. Maggie. Detective Gumshoe. Is there nothing I can do? Must be a way to turn the situation around. If only I had a clue, did I miss something that could help me cast out his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time, with logic. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it's entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Oh. So together. Supposing that there was another visitor tonight, it would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were appended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder, so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder But our second culprit is the owner of the second gun. I suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back. Mr. Hortzman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great. So you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth. Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. It means that in actuality, 2 culprits are still in my office tonight. What do you mean, 2? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Fartsman tricked Mrs. Bird and gained entry into my office. Now you're deceiving the argument, you still have the actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Fartsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you shouldn't have to worry about Grr. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Fartsman was out to steal something from me. That's why I took my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, we should walk in with his own partner, Mr. Faith. Why did Mr. Faith come to your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. That's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because he was supposed to be away, right? Must have thought it was odd, so he came to the office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. And when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Fortsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Fortsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. He looks very, very worried, and he should be. This is the moment in which the first shot was fired, when it landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things are as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there's yet another visitor to my room where it gets complicated. There's another visitor, sir? Not even denying it at this point. Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Fortsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the key. They stole the master key from the security guard's room, then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This is the second time they were disturbed. It seems the thief found their prize. Stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only, just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So, the shell's getting messed up twice in the 2 bullets, all because the 2 different people were doing those things at the 2 different times. Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief. I was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant, because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is correct, it would indeed render my alibi, with strict scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. The jacket. But there's still one defining point of your argument for which we have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Grr, Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. The person you met really was just a plain old thief. But why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Alibi part 2. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? You should be out there looking for that thief right now. He might still be nearby. Hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. When Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down to criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there, looking for the thief? Of course. Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions. I don't think it's all that dead-ended. I find your alibi to be quite fascinating. Continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. Just have to find a way to prove it. Okay. The thief you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. He might still be nearby. I need to repeat myself. As I've already said, I was training in my room. When Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? That's because he said he was tired and was gonna take a quick nap. Do you know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. What of the evidence he brought? They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items. A gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony, it seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. Okay. So... Oh. Only 2 pieces? I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Fortsman. As you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Oh, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. It says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Wartsman. I can't believe to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? It's... You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You know how to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. What? Don't come any closer, I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. Don't even think about stopping me. No. Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. Why would he hide something like that? Well, there's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. What section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin? The KG8 incident. That's police case number, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Let's give the casing a thorough once over it. Oh. Blood. Ah, that's blood, isn't it? Yes, I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Ace blood? No. You got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video. Yeah, it's totally suspicious. Mad sus. Was it the moment of his death? Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when he killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even for you to examine this tape for fingerprints. God. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones here and on here would belong to the murders. You and Mr. Faith. No, impossible. I hate to say it as metal. Wow. March 14th, 5:47 a.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. The results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back, there was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. As a bonus, they were also able to list a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. So I can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. There's nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. You accept my apologies. Well, it was nothing really compared to what I've been through. I mean, I consider myself lucky there was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. It could have been a hold-up. It's a situation. I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. Why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses in sports, sir. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Ooh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near the topic, he just clammed up. Though we can be pretty certain it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization's involved behind the scenes. Oh, well, well. But Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything certainly lends credence to that rumor. Seem we haven't heard the last of this. Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. He did kill someone. So he's a bad guy. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence. This one. Person who stole this file. The other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. Happened to the stolen pages. I wonder who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Yes. Came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. Is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven, a three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about. The mark of the great thief, Yatagarasi. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasi is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasi appears and vanishes at will. But we don't know much about the thief's ultimate goal. We do know the targets. The Yatagarasi likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence, always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement sent forth. The chosen corporations infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with a single calling card. And though it has been a while since the Yatagarasi's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. Huh? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasi. Yatagarasi. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. They murdered my office. Which nobody gets away with. Return of the great thief Yatagarasi. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. They were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Whoa. The end. Let's see how to say it. Okay, well, that seems like a good stopping point for the night. I'm gonna be back on a little later. More Chocobo Ascension 2. It's continuing, so that's it for me for now. Maybe I'll continue doing this tomorrow. If I, wake up early enough and get organized enough in time. So probably around the same time if I can. But that was a lot of fun. Anyone I can raid, for now. Alright, for a million. Playing some Persona 3 Reload. Let's do a speedrun. But yeah, see you guys later. Take care.